On his first visit to China, Serbian Prime Minister Djuro Macut gave an exclusive interview to Leaders Talk. Regarding the relationship between the two countries, he said,
"We have this ironclad the friendship, which is really lasting, and this is due to the presidential level of the President Xi and the President Vucic that really built a nice friendship."
On China's 15th five-year plan, he remarked,
"We are looking forward on the Chinese development that is really influencing us and giving some additional spirit to us to continue like you are."
He reaffirmed Serbia's firm support for China's stance on core issues, stating,
"I can say that we completely understand One China policy and we are fully supporting that."
Exclusive interview with Serbian Prime Minister Djuro Macut coming up on Leaders Talk. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to Leaders Talk, where we meet leaders, thinkers, and trailblazers. I'm Wang Guan. Our guest today is Serbian Prime Minister Djuro Macut. From medical doctor to national leader, how has this journey shaped his approach to governance and international relations? On his first official visit to China, what vision for cooperation does he bring? And how does he interpret the China-Serbia community with a shared future for the new era? Here's my conversation with the Prime Minister of Serbia. Prime Minister Macut, welcome to Shanghai, China.
Thank you very much for the kind invitation to be the guest at your channel.
It is our honor. We were at the pavilion. It's quite a scene. At least 21 Serbian exhibitors, 8 returning exhibitors, 13 new ones. They're selling all sorts of stuff, fruits, dairy products, wine, you name it, from Serbia. Maybe you can tell us a bit in the beginning about what Serbia has got this time around. What have you brought to Shanghai?
Well, thank you for the invitation and to the opportunity to talk about my country and the presentation on this expo. I realize it as the expo of the international volume and format, and we have a booth, we have a representation of our country among the over 60 countries that were very nicely represented. So Serbia is traditionally, I can say, here for 8 years, and it's really a pleasure to be among the international community. So Serbia is always here with you, of course, because we have this ironclad the friendship, which is really lasting, and this is due to the presidential level of the President Xi and the President Vucic that really built a nice friendship, and this is evolving into also the economy, but also into the other different types of connections. And this year we presented our stand with the flavor of the connection between the Serbia and China, in the meaning of let's say growth from the ground to the building the houses. And we try to present Serbia as the country with lots of opportunities that are growing, but also the green country and healthy country.
On November 5th, Serbian Prime Minister Djuro Macut attended the opening ceremony of the Serbia Pavilion at the 8th China International Import Expo, where he acted as a promoter to showcase local products from his hometown. From the resonance of flavors to the integration of markets, Serbia has been participating in the expo for 8 consecutive years. China has always embraced a spirit of openness and inclusivity, warmly welcoming both new and old friends.
Ironclad brothership is what's describing our relationship, brotherly relations in Chinese, CIIE. Mr. Prime Minister, what do you think explains the emotional connections of our two peoples?
I believe so. I mean, this is recognition, and this is the presentation of what is the reality. So we have really deep connections, and this went into the past. Of course, we are celebrating 70 years of the friendship between the two nations, but even more. I mean, this increased into the real relations in economy, but also in other parts of the, let's say, social life and our everyday life. And we really realize that China is supporting us in that, and also on the right side that we really understand and very emotionally recognizing and thanking. To the very soon, let's say, gifts from you at the very beginning of the pandemic of COVID, with the first airplane that came to us with a huge amount of aid, with our president very emotionally reacting. So these are the real things that you show to someone if you really feel, if you are thankful and recognizing that. So on the other side, our help to you, to the earthquake, or to other, I mean, the friends are supporting in different ways, and I can expect that in the future we could also be on each side. I mean, we can back ourselves in different ways. I can say that we completely understand One China policy. We are fully supporting that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. I think there's a special touch to the China-Serbia Ironclad Brotherhood, in that they can realize that there's certain personality traits that are identical. For example, both people are straightforward, they say what they mean what they say, and they're straightforward, and they're candid. Do you see it that way?
You are right. We know what we want, and we are very openly talking, and this is the key for resolving problems and maybe offering some new pathways. So to be very open and very honest, this is the very, how can I say, the value that is the inside us value. So we really all like to show this.
You went to Shanghai Jiao Tong University.
Yeah.
How did the Chinese students impress you? I mean, what are your thoughts on those students after interacting with them, taking questions from them and talking to them?
Well, I gave a nice presentation on the university here in Shanghai. It was really a pleasure to be in a campus in the center of town, in a beautiful surrounding. So it was a really nice feeling to be there and to talk with young people and to exchange some ideas, because they are really involved into the politics, but into understanding of the current situation, of the momentum in the world. So the questions that they raised are really very relevant. We have also some Serbian students that were attending, and they were now the alumni of the university. This is really giving me another perspective, that the bonds, that the relations are really, and the bonds are really lasting. So that we have another, let's say, level of communication and cooperation that could be developed in future. So this is education. Actually, this is something in education, because we can also learn a lot from you and your view on the world and the, let's say, in the social sciences on something, but we can also give some additional values to you, to your students and young people that could come also to Serbia for the exchange and to study. I think we are connected with the direct flights, and it's not so complicated to come to Serbia.
Do you see the passion of learning Chinese in Serbia rising?
There is. Even my daughter, she mentions from time to time, well, Chinese language. I said, well, how did you find it? So the youngsters, they are feeling that...
She's learning it now?
She realized that maybe, Chinese could be an opportunity to learn. So this is the conclusion from the young generation. So they realize that China is offering an additional value to them for their futures. So this is my how can I say, conclusion after coming to Shanghai.
Then how did you like Shanghai? How did China impress you?
I can see the town which is that is fastly growing. This is actually the expression of the growth of the China at large. So I was really fascinated about the outlook of the country and how much China achieved in just a few decades. And if you have a very, how can I say, a wisdom like leaders, as you had, you can, and you show that you can change the face of the country in just let's say 4 decades. We are looking forward on the Chinese development that is really influencing us and giving some additional spirit to us to continue like you are.
There was a scene that really touched many of us. That was when President Xi Jinping went to Serbia last year. You guys give him a magnificent welcome. Tens of thousands of people, showing up at the major square in Belgrade, people lining the street, welcoming our president, waving the flags of China and that of Serbia. And that seems to be a very genuine expression of their emotions.
Yes, you are right. So we are really feeling exceptional relation with Chinese people, and this presentation to President Xi is really something that we do not very often show to someone. But on the other side, we also recognize the feeling of your people to our President Vučić, because when I go everywhere, someone is also mentioning him. So I believe that this is a very good sign of the understanding. From that level, then we can spread everything down, and then we can realize that the connections are really deep, and this is our feeling to someone that we consider as a friend. And this is the traditional presentation of the emotions of the country and the people that realize that someone is really on their side and supporting them.
Each day, there are millions of stories. Each one can open new perspectives, new possibilities. Wherever you look, we are there to see, discover, explore. We put the pieces together to find what really matters to you, all around the world, all around the clock. Our reporters are at home across the globe. From our headquarters in Beijing and production centers in Washington, Nairobi, and London. Stories from across the globe, reaching people across the globe. CGTN. See the difference.
Were you worried about your life at that particular time?
Not at all.
Excellency, thank you very much for your time. What is your assessment of the state of the continent today?
Africa has the potential to power itself.
Excuse me.
In May 2024, at the invitation of Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić, Chinese President Xi Jinping paid a state visit to Serbia. The two heads of state jointly announced the deepening and enhancement of the comprehensive strategic partnership between China and Serbia and the building of a China-Serbia community of shared destiny in the new era. Under the strategic guidance of the two leaders, the bilateral relations have maintained steady development and mutually beneficial cooperation in various fields has accelerated. The China-Serbia Free Trade Agreement came into effect on July 1, 2024, injecting critical momentum for upgrading bilateral economic and trade ties. On October 3, 2025, the Serbian section of the Hungary-Serbia high-speed railway opened for full operation, becoming a landmark achievement of high-quality cooperation under the Belt and Road Initiative. This is Serbian Prime Minister Djuro Macut's first visit to China after assuming office in April. He said the two countries' relations have made great strides in recent years, and he looks forward to strengthening cooperation and promoting mutual development and prosperity.
In diplomacy, terminology and wording matters. Last year, China and Serbia elevated their relationship from a comprehensive strategic partnership to a China-Serbia community with a shared future. What does this all mean?
Well, that means that we can step on in the new phase, which is the let's do something together and let's improve the way of living, way of behaving in both countries. We are inspired by your development, let's say, and we are really very quickly and very fastly developing ourselves, especially in the infrastructure. So we are looking after the Chinese success in this, as I told you, in the last few decades, and this is really inspiration for everyone. So this is Serbia today. This is a country with lots of opportunities. We want to present the healthy country, the green area that could provide lots of healthy issues, but also very good opportunities for work, for the economy, different values that could be the matter of mutual, let's say, trading, development in education, in health system, in artificial intelligence, etc. What we finished, for instance, now in Serbia is the railroad from Belgrade toward the Hungary, toward the Budapest. This is one of the very good examples that together we can change the face of the country, of our country, in the way that China changed her face with the knowledge that you have and your experience in the technology.
Mr. Prime Minister, last year when we were in Serbia, we took the high-speed train from Belgrade to Novi Sad, and now we're very pleased to learn that the section going from Novi Sad to Subotica is
recently opened. Yes, it's recently opened, and we are now expecting to have the connection to Budapest. So we are waiting for the Hungarian side to finish this part toward the state border to Serbia, and then we will have really very fast train to Budapest, and that will mean a lot. But this is just one part of this axis, of the transportation axis in the Southeast Europe. So I believe that it will be lots of space for continuation of that.
So, Mr. Prime Minister, any hopes and expectations for China-Serbia relations going forward?
I believe that we came to the next phase of our relations. As I told today in the talks with the companies from China, we have to go to the, let's say, advanced technology level, because you are so developed country with such a high technology. So I believe that we came to the new phase, and this phase will be, I truly believe, completed in the next decade. And that's why we have to look far in front of us and to be very perspective in our relations.
We've done 14 five-year plans since the founding of the Republic, People's Republic of China. And the Chinese system, as you know, is modeled after five-year plans, charting the course for the strategy, political, economic, and socio-development of this country. What do you think of such a five-year planning system?
Well, this is a very good way to very properly organize the future of the country, because you are a huge country, and something like the 5-year plans are giving clear perspectives for you. So you clearly defined in the 14th, let's say, 5-year plan, something that really was fulfilled and completed at the beginning of this period. So with this way, that could inspire also us to plan in advance. And I truly believe that you could not just look after 6 months ahead or 1 year. You must look into few years ahead. I think your approach, the 5-year approach, which is the original approach at this moment in the world, I truly believe this long-lasting strategy was mirrored on this very efficient, very quick development, which could be achieved only in this way, and especially in such a big country as China is.
President Xi's 4 global initiatives, Global Development Initiative, Global Security Initiative, Global Civilization Initiative, and most recently this year, the Global Governance Initiative. How do you see the value of these Chinese approaches in shaping a more balanced and inclusive and sustainable multilateral future?
Your policy of the global governance of the global community and global relations is something that is really an additional value to the Charter of the United Nations, I can say. This is a very good adaptation of the global world. So this type of balancing, as these proposals are coming from the presidency, the global governance, meaning that we have to hear all the countries, we have to recognize the global south, let's say, and to fit that to their needs, to the possibilities that are coming from the, let's say, developed countries, and how they could share the common future in sharing the human wealth, economic wealth, or the governance wealth.
So, Mr. Prime Minister, talking about the CIIE and the Hongqiao Forum, this is their flagship report, the World Openness Index, World Openness Report 2025. This report finds that the World Openness Index kept declining for many years on end. It's about 5 to 6% lower than the 2008 level. It's still lower than the 2019 level. Have you got a chance to take a look at this? What are your thoughts on this trend?
Today, when I was talking with the companies that came for the discussion about possibilities in cooperation in different areas, I realized that such a big economy as the China is could be easily adapted to such things. If you have a strong basis, then you can easily get out from crises that you fall inside by, not by yourself, but by the global situation, approach, or the global actions that are suddenly happening. As we know, we have lots of places in the world that are influencing heavily the economies, and the economy is always very sensitive to the global movements and global political changings.
I think this report collaborates a lot of what you said. For example, it says there are bright spots that could eventually tip the balance of pessimism. The rise of the global south, they're contributing to over 60% of global trade growth. The green sector, the artificial intelligence sector, the data sector, they're showing signs of promise. Are you more hopeful or more of a pessimist when it comes to the future of our global economy?
Well, I'm always the optimist, but let's say the sustained optimist. I'm not the excited about something too much, because I know that after the huge excitement it could be something going down. So we have to be positive in the way of how to solve the problem, and this is the reason. This is my approach, my personal. This is actually coming from my profession as the doctor.
Mr. Prime Minister, you are an accomplished endocrinologist in your country, and you
Exactly.
specialize your work on hormonal and metabolic disorders and the treatment of them. And you're even decorated with one of the top honors in your country. It is called Karadovive or Karadode Star, the top honor in Serbia,
yes, you're right,
in 2024. How has this perspective in the medical field enriched what you do now? I mean, what perspectives have you brought to the position of prime ministership?
Right. As the doctor, as the medical specialist, you have to be always very observed about your patients, about the people with whom you are talking and to whom you have to deliver some diagnosis and some therapies. You have always to analyze that and to very carefully find the right target and to monitor the outcome. And so that's why we have to be careful and clever and to be a little bit of the wisdom what will happen in future.
So diagnose and treat.
Exactly. And my now colleagues in the new surrounding, which is the government of Serbia, to give the best of themselves for their country. If we all give some part of ourselves and dedicate in respect to what our country gave to us, we should go even faster.
Prime Minister Macut, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you as well.
From the National Pavilion at the China International Import Expo in Shanghai to the full operation of the Serbian section of the Budapest to Belgrade Railway, from the growing Mandarin fever among Serbian youth to the exploration of cooperation in emerging fields such as artificial intelligence, people are reminded of what this China-Serbia relationship is all about. A bond strengthened through mutual support in times of adversity, a partnership built on practical collaboration for shared benefits. Thank you for watching this episode of the Leaders Talk. I'm Wang Guan. I'll see you again next time.